Looks like we're going to be having a normal one here in Limsa Laminsa. There's a lot of things that are going to need to happen with this UI, and they don't need to happen on screen. Wouldn't mean too much to do anything with them yet either, because we've got all of one spell, Ruin, unaspected damage with a potency of 180. Oh, yep, many tutorials going to be blinking by. But all we care about is what our friend Risflow's got to say. Thank you. Coming to Limsa Lamensa, let's register with the Adventurers Guild. Break to cutscene. Now then, I'm sure you're itching to explore, but adventurers are required to register their presence in the city. Without a bit of local knowledge, you're likely to get your throat slit in some piss-stinking alley. So before you do anything else, get yourself over to the Drowning Wench and enroll with the Adventurers Guild. That-a-way is graceful stuff. It's not far, just head straight down the street and speak with Grafar. I'll show you how to work with a big moving platform we call the Crow's Lift. And that'll take you up to the pub. Once you're there, look for a fellow by the name of Bateron. He's the proprietor of the Wench. Might curse like an ale-rodden sailor, but the man's got a soft spot for wide-eyed newcomers like yourself. He'll set you straight. Got all that? Good. Now run along and may the navigator guide you on your journey. I think our goal here is to cut out most of these stumbling around. Begin a quest, look at your duty list, yes. But right now we don't really have a sense of where we are, so I do think that we want to take a look at Limsa, just as we would over in Dark Souls land. Talk to the lift attendant. Welcome to Limsa Laminsa. This lift will take you up to the pub. Interstitial loading screens inside a city. Great. Hey, Bateron. Ooh, a man of letters. I don't know, you think Erwin can read? Greetings to you, lad. What'll it be? I bet you ain't here for the drink, are you? You've come with a mind to try your hand at it. You've come with a mind to try your hand adventuring, I reckon. You'll find no shortage of work here in Limsa. Name's Bateron, and this most hospitable of hostelries is the Drowning Wench. 'Tis also the home of the Adventurers Guild here in Limsa. That's why we've got a desk specially for handling guild business, and why I seem to spend more time saving the necks of whelps like yourself than wetting the throats of irregulars. Adventurers have a knack for finding trouble, see? Not that they need it in these parts on account of there being trouble wherever you look. If you manage to steer clear of the fishbacks and the kobolds outside the city, the pirates on the inside will get you instead. And if they don't manage, there's always the Garlean Empire to finish the job. Oh, no one knows what they're planning, of course, but if they're planning anything, you can be sure it's to kill the lot of us. Aye, this town seems peaceful at a glance, but look again, and you'll see a people living in fear of what tomorrow might bring. And who can blame him after everything that's happened? Eorzea took a mighty blow during the calamity, but our homes weren't the only things what got wiped off the face of existence by that thrice-damned bastard of a dragon. Took our bleeding memories, too. No one's been able to explain it in a way that makes an ounce of sense. Oh, Final Fantasy XIV has fictional units of measurement. It's amazing. None of the folks what saw it and lived to tell the tale seem to agree on how the tale actually goes. It's all foggy, like recollections from an hard night on the ale. You can imagine why people might fear for the future if they can't rightly recall the past. But there is one thing we all remember, and that's the group of adventurers what laid down their lives to drag Eorzea back from the brink when she was bound for the abyss. Well, I say we remember. Truth is, though we ain't forgotten what they did for us, this God's damn calamity-spawned memory loss robbed us of their names. Won't even let us picture the damn faces. 'Tis like staring at a gull flying in front of the sun. All you see in your mind's eye is a shadow set against a blinding glare. That's how every bugger describes it, by the way, give or take the odd gull. Is this what's got people calling those heroes the Warriors of Light? If Limps is ever going to put this time of darkness behind it, it's going to need adventurers to help banish the fear. It's going to need new heroes like the ones we lost. Maybe one day you'll be one of them, and that's why any aid we can give to adventurer is ever well spent. What say you, lad? Willing to lend us your strength? Me thanks to you, and to the navigator and all. I knew she'd steered you my way for a reason. But listen to me, yattering on like a sun-touched fishwife. 'Tis high time we got you marking me book. Put your scrawl right there. Yeah, we've already got a name, so presumably now we're doing here. Long Point Heroine, is it? And a fine name it is. Well, you've got GPT-3 to thank for that. Congratulations, you're now an upstanding member of the Venturers Guild. You there, adventurer. You sailed in on the last ferry, did you not? And look at that smug smile. A captain reported being attacked by a pirate vessel, and several witnesses have testified independently that a passenger matching your description went out on deck mere moments before the incident took place. Setting your friend's signals, were ya? Excuse me? Now hold on there just a moment, officer. You've got the wrong bloke. Wow, Baderon really trusts me. Baderon? I kind of like Baderon. This fine upstanding young gent's me dear departed grandma's sister's niece's cousin's closest companion. The lad wouldn't be caught dead fraternizing with such unsavory elements. Is that right? You're surely aware of the recent kidnappings? Respectfully then, we cannot be too trusting of outsiders at a time when the loyalty of even our closest friends is in doubt. Aye, you make a good point there, officer. Very good point, very wise. You needn't worry, though. Keep one eye open at all times, me, and two more often than not. Now, sir, what say you to a tankard of me finest ale afore you return to your duties? Not a watered-down cup of piss like last time, I should hope. Ain't got the faintest idea what you're on about, officer. The wench might offer some of the cheapest grog this side of the Strait of Murthor, but that don't mean it won't get you good and pickled. And look, there's a chair over there just crying out to be sat on, so kick off them heavy boots, eh? March off. Jedi mind trick the fuck out of them. You'll have to excuse these bloody eager yellow jackets. There's been a spate of kidnappings, see? They ain't got a clues behind them. Naturally, they've taken to clapping irons on anybody who looks vaguely suspicious, which means venturers, visitors, pretty much every bugger else in this town. Don't take it personal, though. Us Laminsons can be an headstrong bunch of bastards, 'tis true, but given time will grow on you. Now, where was I? Oh, aye. Welcome to Limsa, where the sea's as green as the faces of me patrons after a too few many blackbelly whiskeys. Now take a moment to gather your wits, and we'll get started with learning you the ways of the city. Press D to duck. Please tutorialize me, Amadeus. This concludes the introductory game tutorial. You've taken your first step as an adventurer in the city of Limsa. Wish well the wisdom of Bader and Bader 10 figures. They go forth to discover the incredible adventures that await you. Is that Civi 11? They go forth and discover the tremendous adventures that await you. Doom is the granddaddy of all first-person shooters. But Darren, proprietor of the Drowning Wench, wants us to perform 3 tasks. God, we could probably skip this bullshit, but you see what I'm saying about the characterization being very strong. This is a very charming script. Right then, let's start you off nice and easy with 3 tasks, what'll help you get used to life here in Limsa. Firstly, if you head down a floor, then point your nose to the west, you'll get an eyeful of the great glowing crystal in the middle of the courtyard. Ah, world building. That's an aetherite, a device that can move you from one place to another in the blink of an eye. Ain't no swifter way to travel, providing you're installed on an SSD, of course. Have a chat with the yellow jacket on guard down there, and you'll be treated to a lecture on the workings of the device. Before you do that, though, remember to touch the thing. Strange as it sounds, it won't work till you have. Second on the list is the marketplace. My weapons and armor and all your venture and bits and pieces for sale in the district, what lies beyond the etherite. Don't go throwing your gill around just yet, though. You'll get fleeced quicker and you can say, where's me coin purse again? Oh, so light, rather. Why is me coin purse so light? Didn't mean to editorialize that one. Have a word with Swazblade instead. He's the head of the Merchants League, by the way. Give him this old Octon. He'll treat you well. For the last of me helpful hints, I suggest you meet some fellow spellslingers of the Arcanist Guild. Guarantee you'll learn a few new tricks for your tome if you decide to join their crew. Muri at the front desk is the one to get you started. Got all that, lad? See into them 3 tasks. They'll take you a little jaunt around the city and help you work out where everything is. And I best be getting on right along, eh? Bugger it, there I go, sending you off without telling you something crucial. That bloody calamity's made a right mess of me memory, I swear. His very drifting accent here. We're not trying to do anything. Well, that of the ale, and any road while you're out. If you happen to pass any poor sods what look like they might need help, consider giving their tale a woe a listen, eh? You know, I'd consider it, but we do want to be done with this sometime before the end of civilization, and so I think side quests are not in the cards. Sounds like a chore, I admit, but you never know what interesting opportunities could be lurking out there, just waiting for you to stumble on them. For example, Ninja over yonder has been casting glances at you since you waltzed in. Why not lend an ear and see what she has to say? You like to find yourself running odd errands in the beginning. Once you build a reputation as a man folk can trust, the jobs will get harder and the rewards more generous. She's not looking at me. If you the time, I'd also seek the advice of the swith here in the wench. The lads as bear the title have some fine advice for them what are just starting out in the profession. And that, my lad, is how you go about becoming a legend among venturers. The sharp glance. Yo. Give me the hand gesture. Quest accepted. I think we'd get a musical tone there, except of course we have music off so as to preserve our sanity. To leave the drowning wench, you must accept the quest making a name by speaking with Ninja. I'm trapped here. Main menu, navigation, main scenario quests. Yep. Easily distinguishable by their unique icon. Yeah, you say that, but there will be times, like here, where it is not clear. Making a name. Actually, it doesn't? Huh. I wonder if this is a lie. Maybe we can ignore that and just do close to home. Might have been outdated, unupdated information. Oh, bit premature for you to leave, don't you think? Have you already heard everything the shady bloke behind the big desk has to say? If so, then you should know it's only polite to spare a moment for those in need, like the Lalafellan lass there at the table who's staring at you right now. Ooh, the slow walk backward. Very graceful. All right, Ninja, you should have masked. You shouldn't have fucking masked your quest under that normal indicator there. Well, would you look at this, shiny new adventurer. Listen close, lad. I have some information that might just help put you on the map here in Limsa. I was passing through Bulwark Hall below not long ago and saw a bunch of herbs just scattered about on the ground. Now, I'm not entirely certain, but I think they might just been what the black market wares known as dream flowers. Limsa Laments is a busy port, and not all the merchants that blow in across the strait are above board, if you know what I mean. How'd the plants end up in the mizzen mast? Who knows? Might have been a deal gone bad. The important thing is to make a name for yourself by handing them in. Speak to Scainrail, and she'll get you down to the first floor. Then all you have to do is pick up the herbs and take them to Altskief at the Octant. Being a worldly captain, he knows a thing or two about such shady goods. I mean, that's the quest completed more than quest starting. Alright, Scainrail, you wish to visit Bulwark Hall below. The crow's lift is ready when you are. Take me. That was quicker than the first time. Yeah, so we've been assigned to pick flowers up off the ground. Truly a heroic beginning. Sanctuaries. Crescent moon will appear on your rested bar. Yeah. Couldn't even keep reading while I was picking things up, huh? I said there are things to like about this game. Not that it is, always a joy to navigate. Just give me the herbs. I want to pick up these herbs. It's important that we document this part of our heroic journey. Someone might find some key in here that explains how it is that we are able to excel where so many others fail. What is it that makes Arwen a hero, while poor Risflo and Aldski, Aldskief, I guess, not Aldski, just stand around doing nothing? What's going on over here? Hey, Ultra Tsunami Annihilator, that's a very fancy katana you're wielding there. Held with a backwards grip, too, huh? Very nice. This person's got a pretty cool fit there. All roboid out. What class are they wearing right now? I don't even tell who I have selected. I guess you probably can't select. Oh, there we go. Hillbilly Gatan. Dunder. Well, I certainly don't know. Nor does it really matter at this stage. Let's just touch that etherite. Attune. We're just dunking a little bit of our ether into the overall network of the world here. A cutscene, is it? Ah, another novice adventurer. Badarin has sent me more than a few of your kind this way of late. Hey, you look intense. Sundamal. I'm Sundamal, one of the Yellow Jackets tasked with keeping the peace in the city. It's also my charge to provide guidance to those who use the device. Fear not, I shall be brief. Aetherites are crystalline structures that tap into ethereal energies, primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of the aetherites and their connection to the flow of ether. And as these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune himself to each one. Once you've expanded your horizons beyond the walls of the city, you'll find yourself performing the act of attunement as a matter of course. There is, however, no need for such unseemly haste. The aetherites found in and around the city will be sufficient for present, I assure you. Should you wish to learn more about aetherites or transportation magic, I'll be here to answer your questions. Return learned. You attuned with the aetherite. Now able to use the return spell. Hearthstones. Is there a floating fucking egg in the sky? There is a number of eggs. Somebody plucking on their loot over there. Aldskeef. Yes, I am Aldskeef. You have some herbs you wish me to examine? Take them. Yes, as you suspected, these are highly illegal blooms known as dream flowers. They're the prime ingredient in the creation of somnus, a substance whose fragrance is said to lull the sniffer's mind into the sleep of death. Forgive me, I could not resist the jest. These herbs are not more than Althic lavender, common enough export from Pupilmancer. In fact, these probably spilled from crates that were loaded from my very own ship or into my very ship. Think someone's been having a bit of fun with you, son, but not to worry. You've learned a few things and made a new acquaintance. Well met. Well, thank you, Aldskiff. I appreciate that you're not going to turn me in for attempting to smuggle illegal things. Good to know that attempted crimes are not crimes. Truly. Very real political satire here. Who we gotta meet now? Listen to Swazblade's explanation of the market and visit the Arcanist's Guild. So where are we? We are there. Let us head west. We can sprint. Check out that sprinting speed. One of the many idiosyncrasies of Final Fantasy XIV is that even if we had a mount, we could not use it in town. Which is like, why? Fine morning to you, sir. Welcome to the most replete marketplace in the grand realm of Eorzea, where every shelf groans under the weight of wonders born from all four corners of the world. Pray browse the stalls until your eyeballs ache from ogling the overabundance of unbelievable bargains. Now, as much as I'd love to elaborate on the unrivaled quality of our merchandise, I must tend to some cargo, but recently arrived at the docks. You bear a gift from Badarin. Whatever could it? Ah, my octant. By the navigator, I must have left it behind to the wench, along with a week's pay and several bells' worth of intoxicated memories. An instrument widely used in maritime navigation. This one appears to have been a victim of the elements. Poor, rusted octant. Hand it over. I'm most grateful to have it back. This tool is a keepsake from my days as a ship captain, you see. Needless to say, your good deed must be repaid. What better recompense than the wisdom of a master merchant? If it's simple and sturdy adventuring equipment you seek, you need look no further than the east and west arms of Hawker's Alley. Lest you doubt, each gil you invest in arms and armor will be money well spent. Adventuring is, after all, a dangerous profession by its very nature. It goes without saying that Hawker's Alley boasts stalls specializing in the tools of every martial discipline imaginable. And within but a few steps are bazaars and apothecaries that will most amply supply all your potion and perishable needs. Excuse me. Our keen-eyed agents procure a frankly befuddling range of wares during their sojourns to distant shores, so it pays to become familiar with the type and price of goods offered by each stall. Such knowledge will serve you well if your purse is light or your time is short. But verbal instruction of this kind will only profit you so much. Experience has ever been the surest teacher, if not the kindest. I invite you to explore the markets for yourself. No, I'm good. I'm good. I thought that was a mask, but he's just got like kind of a camo face situation going on. He seems to be cooking a soul, so that's good. Over there is the Arcanists Guild. That is what we're more interested in. That is kind of the MSQ proper at this point, I think. Everything else is details. Where were we? Just tabbing out to check on an AI-generated image that I had spawned. It's coming along nicely. Let's see. Will this door open for us? Yes, it will. I mean, this world is alive with ether, so I guess automatic doors shouldn't really be a problem. Hey, Muri. Welcome to the Arcanists Guild. It's here that we research and develop the field of Arcanima. Arcanima is the science of employing arcane geometries, intricate patterns that map the unlocked mysteries of existence, to draw forth and manipulate the body's etheric energies. But if I am not mistaken, you already possess some rudimentary understanding of the craft. Shall I deepen your knowledge of our history as well? The roots of Arcanima can be traced back to the esoteric calculations practiced by the people of the South Sea Isles. It was these island folk that first discovered a method to express natural phenomena in mathematical terms. Building on this process, the existing mathematical formulae were further developed into arcane geometries, precise patterns that allowed a practitioner to weave ether into specific magical effects. The mages who invoked this new form of magic became known as Arcanists, and the school of Arcanima was born. Many such mages, wishing to expand their understanding of the world, took to the seas aboard trading vessels. Upon their arrival in Limsa Lominsa, Arcanists found themselves welcomed into the academic elite, and soon secured positions in the realms of governance and council. The knowledge of an Arcanist, though, is traditionally passed on from master to chosen disciple. As such, Admiral Merylwib, counting several wielders of Arcanima among her personal staff, became concerned that this exclusionary practice would lead to the eventual extinction of the art. So at the Admiral's express orders, an official Arcanists Guild was established, and funding was provided for research and training. The complex and demanding nature of Arcanima, however, remains the greatest threat to its own future. If you'd continue your study of this challenging discipline, then I must insist that you indicate your commitment to the joining of our guild. Of course. Well, have you decided to enroll in our guild, or are you now intimidated by the thought of excessive thinking? Of course not. Your sound judgment is to be commended. Now, standard practice dictates that I introduce you to our guild master that you might convey your intentions in person. Due to extraordinary circumstances, though, he is unreachable at present. Instead, you may speak with Mistress Thubergeim. She has shouldered full responsibility for the guild's leadership in the interim. You will find her just over there by the bookshelves. You needn't be shy. Though her mind is sharp and critical, her manner is always most welcoming. Thank you. Thubergeim. This city is badly in need of a pronunciation guide. Let us be charitable. Thubergeim. Yes, I am Thubergeim. Well, I appreciate your saying it, now I know. Greetings and welcome to the Arcanists Guild. As Muri is doubtlessly... is this a Malapropism's character? Doubtless explained, I am serving as acting guildmaster until our wayward leader deigns to return. I assume our capable receptionist also spoke of our art's origin. Allow me then to expound upon its nature. Arcanima taps into the living energies of ether. The evidence of this is represented most aptly, perhaps, by our ability to manifest the arcane entity Carbuncle in the manner of magic which this ethereal ally employs at our command. The core of the discipline, though, is found in the pursuit of definitive solutions to any potential quandary. That's certainly broad, even on the field of battle, nay, especially on the field of battle. This principle takes precedence. If one wishes to make certain the question of victory, then one must apply the most effective strategy. An arcanist is measured by his ability to calmly analyze a situation from moment to moment and respond with the most appropriate spells at hand. The study of Arcanima will test your mental faculties to the point of perplexity. Are you prepared to reason your way through predicament after predicament? Are you prepared to reason? I'm scared. Longpoint Heroine works on instinct. Yes. An unambiguous response, the kind I most prefer. Let us now see if the clarity of your words is matched by the sharpness of your mind. In Lower Lenosia, you will find, among others, 3 species of pest, wharf rats, little ladybugs, and Aurelia. I ask that you employ your skills in Arcanima to eradicate 3 of each type of creature. Leave the city through the Tempest Gate, and you will soon encounter the potential targets in abundance. As long as you remain focused, I do not foresee these opponents causing you or your budding abilities undue difficulty. Once you return from completing this preliminary trial, I will welcome you as an official member of the Arcanists Guild. May our judgment remain swift and clear. Great. Well, time for another walk, I think. Arrowin, which way we going? This way, I think? Maybe? Please point me to the wharf rats. Wow, that's a long fucking way away. Well, this would wait, this is not the right way. This would ordinarily be a cutting point, but it seems like we should together get a sense of. Let's attune ourselves to this Ethernet shard. Attuning. And I think we can actually jump back to that one there. Access to the Ethernet. Ethernet access to the Arcanist Guild. Quick travel can be achieved, etc. Yeah, as I recall, this is not used through a map. It's used through a list of names. Brilliant. So yes, normally we would just put ourselves on pause and sprint down there, but we have yet to see this lovely city that's going to be our base of operations for a while. And we haven't even gotten lost in it yet, which is super inevitable. So I think that you get to stick with me for a minute. It seems like this is not the right way to be going. It seems like we want to be going zoop, and then zoop, and like that. So let's take this trip together. See if we can keep our eyes open and enjoy some of the architecture. This is definitely a bit of a... What's that? Is that one of those gulls they were talking about? Flying creature or flying machine? Depends on how distant it is. Not that away. Adjoining area. Could I zoom out a level? How do I zoom out a level? Like this? Yes, like this. So actually, it is kind of to the south through this room that we want to go. Carved from the living rock. Can we get through here? I'm suspicious. The upper decks. Okay, yeah, this looks promising. Looks like we should be heading down that way, right? Hey there, Endioku Tor... the blur on your name. Cloudly on heart. It must be Easter? Easter was a couple weeks ago, wasn't it? There certainly are a lot of eggs around. I guess the people of Eorzea are just joyful in the extreme. They can't give up a holiday until the next one rolls around. Yeah, this is definitely some Easter stuff here. Particularly Christian, the Eorzeans, or do you think this is the pagan, celebration? Here we go. Alright, we're about to get into trouble for the first time. Achievements, battle. Ooh, there's flux. Let's go ahead and turn it way down. Okay, we have 2 powers right now. Bio, unaspected damage over time. It is instant. And Ruin, which is... It doesn't actually say what the total damage is. This game is so odd. Alright, how fancy is our spell? Extremely long global cooldown, too. That should be finished off by the dot, right? There we go. So this is what our life as an Arcanist is going to look like. We're throwing orbs. We're causing rot. Kind of like that dark sphere on Ruin. Suits me. I think you get the picture. So we'll be right back once we've taken out all of our enemies. I guess we should see one of the last hated foes. War France. Can I disable my UI? Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to get a nice look at that rat. Its pointy little face. And at this devilish ladybug. Truly a threat to the city, I think. Alright, well I'll bring you back when I find one of these Aurelia. We handled those varmints. Check out that, natural wharf out there. Looks like good moorage, right? You'd think that's sheltered. I guess they don't need it. And over here we have our very first Gooboo. He's a mossless Gooboo, so... fuck knows what that is that's growing on him. He also kind of looks like he's made out of Oogie Boogie Man material, doesn't he? But he does have, the most gormless face and the fanciest set of teeth. I will permit this Gooboo. I allow him. Don't think we're going to take him on. He seems a little scary. Aurelia. How do you die, Aurelius? Just about the same as the others, I suspect. I don't know if this game has entries on monsters. If it does, obviously we should be reading them, because that's exactly the kind of maniacs that we are. If it doesn't, well, maybe I'll check the wiki to see if they do. Because I'd like to know more about these strange creatures, but you don't need to see me beating them up. Be right back. Oh no, that also meant that you missed our very first level up. Well, cut the tail end of the music there. We'll get one soon enough. Ooh, there totally is an in-game write-up. So this would be under, if we could find it, Bloodborne, Wavekin, Jellyfish. The lack of natural predators has led to an explosion in the population of land-dwelling jellyfish. Although inherently violent, if provoked, the Wavekin will use their tentacles to fire tiny, toxic, arrow-like projectiles, dangerous enough to paralyze or even kill. Good to know. Oh, little ladybugs. What have they got to say for themselves? That particular wiki doesn't have it on it. Oh, well, sorry for the silence there. I guess it can't capture well. Let me adjust sound and background. Let's see. System configuration. Particularly we want ambient sounds to be present in the background, right? Apply that. Yeah, ambient sounds, definitely want those in the background. That should still be retained. So this is Bloodborne Vilekin Beetle Ladybug. The carapace-covered insects, collectively known as beetles, are found throughout Hedalen. One such species, the weevil, is despised as a pest thanks to its propensity to breed uncontrollably and swiftly decimate crops. In an attempt to prevent such incidents, another species of beetle called the ladybug was introduced in many regions to prey on the weevil's larvae. Sadly, somewhat predictably, they too subsequently bred uncontrollably and are now considered pests in their own right. The luminous firefly is a rather less unwelcome member of the beetle family. We're going to be getting a lot of ecology of Eorzea, I think. And we should also learn about wharf rats. Yes, this is how we're going to be doing this. This is Inquisitive Souls, but for Final Fantasy XIV. And you know what MMOs have? Content. Why, the wharf rat is Bloodborne Beastkin Rodent Rat. Instantly recognized by their overdeveloped incisors, members of the rodent family, ranging from sculling rats, I guess, to brush-tailed squirrels, can be found scrabbling about in every corner of Hidalen. While cursed by farmers as despoilers of orchards and grain stores, these prolific pests are believed to be the fur-bound servants of the matron, Nofika, and are thus afforded a grudging measure of tolerance by those of less agricultural persuasion. Cool. Alright, well, let's finish up the Aurelia here. Got a spooky cave over there that we definitely won't be wandering into. Some river toads that we have no curiosity about at all. It's almost like there's a church over there on that island. But I don't think we're going any further afield than this for now. Let's just get a look at Limsa from the outside for the first time, why don't we? And then I'll bop you on pause while I bounce back to the guild. I guess we must be above Limsa here, basically, right? We're above sea level, I think. So we can't really get a sense of its grandeur. I think this area could probably do with being redeveloped, though. It has been a very long time since this game was first released, and this is looking a little dated. I think it's just the gray skies, actually. They were a little brighter out. Sort of a cool horizon over there, though, isn't it? Really does feel like the sky kisses it. Yeah, I do kind of like that, actually. This is a very un-World of Warcrafty game, incidentally. You can't climb on shit around here. Walls are incredibly invalid at their tops, at least in this part of the game, in my experience. Let's move. A convenient aetheryte over there at the edge of the city should save us that hike again, and took us right back here. How we doing? Half an hour? Let's get this go for an hour at least. We've got a lot of game to get through. I see the creatures beyond the city walls pose you little threat. What, do I have their residue all over me? I guess I don't know what kind of spore and spores those jellyfish emit. They pose me little threat. It is with great pleasure, then, that I formally recognize your initiation into the guild. From this day forth, you may proudly bear the title of Arcanist. I suggest you continue your forays into the wilderness and keep the pages of your grimoire turning. There is no finer teacher than the harsh mistress of experience. And to commemorate this occasion, I gift you with this hunting log. The enemies marked within its pages have been specifically chosen to challenge your abilities in Arcanima. When you devise a new strategy or tactic, you now have a ready source of opponents on which to test it. And when you feel you can command carbuncle as easily as you might move your own limbs, return to me for further instruction. I'll be waiting. Next quest available at level 5. And she gave us some raisins. Dried lowland grapes, sweetened in the sun. Thank you. I appreciate that. We got the hunting log. I bet that is where we'd find those descriptions, right? I wish I could hear these UI sounds when they play it. I want to hear what that's like. Why can't I be one of these boys? Oh, because they got ugly worm face, that's why. You have bigger quail. I don't know why he's like an Argonian. Well, I guess I know why he's an Argonian, because he's a lizard. But he probably doesn't sound anything like that. You have bigger quill? Show me my hunting log, why don't you? How about ones that we've completed? Show complete. None? None? But we've oh, I see. We didn't have the opportunity yet to unlock these. Interesting. Why don't we look up that Gooboo as well? Because we walked past that interesting enemy and then just ignored him. He was called a mossless Gooboo. FF14. Yeah, I'm going to have to specify FF14 on that one. Mossless Gooboos are all over the place in literature, of course. Bloodborne beastkin Gooboo. The nature of the Gooboo is surrounded in mystery, but two things are known for sure. They have a huge lung capacity and an even bigger temper. Usually you have a small temper, right? You have a short, wide temper, I guess. Gooboo live within the inner regions of Lanoskia, coexisting with the plant life on their head, even making sure to feed it and give it water. In return, the plants serve as camouflage, or even a quick meal in a pinch. On average, Gooboo stand at about 20 fulms, or 6 meters tall. Oh, so they've got meters too, huh? A gubu is a lumbering beast that has a symbiotic relationship with the moss and lichen growing atop its head. We already established that. This growth provides the creature with a measure of camouflage. Wait, you already said this too. And in return, the gubu keeps the vegetation moist during the drier seasons with water scooped up in its hands. You said all this. Though seemingly placid, the gubu is a relentless predator, snatching up anything that skitters or crawls and shoveling it into its cavernous mouth. Well, we saw the cavernous mouth for sure. It is a relentless predator, but it's been known to subsist off of the symbiotic moss growing on its head. I don't think that quite adds up. Do you? Anyway, let's wander back to the wench and see what's waiting for us there. Hey, Badarin, Big B, we've done as you asked. Ah, there you are, Long Point. You really call me Erwin. Enjoy your jaunt around the city, did ya? If you mean to base yourself in Pupilmancer, that won't be the last time you'll visit them 3 places. Now you got some idea where's what's where, you start exploring the rest of the town. Showing a good ear for listening, lad. Stick with old Badarin, and you'll go far. Thank you. But, can I go to level 5? Because I'm pretty sure... Why are you wearing, like, such a sexy collar, by the way? I mean, it's your place, I guess. You really gotta want your kink on here in public. I'm not one to, tell you that you're wrong. So this is an interesting choice. We have now run out of content that we can do. We don't have a main story quest right now. We're only level 3. Conceivably, we could be very confused about anything we could possibly do to progress if we were new to the overall ethos of the genre. Now what I'm going to do is just bounce right back outside and kill a couple more of those rats. Probably not going to face down the gubu just yet. But, oh, is this the one at the edge of the city? This is the one at the edge of the city, huh? Oh yeah, it is. And I'll come back at level 5 when it looks like I can pick up a new quest from the innkeeper and also from my job master, but still, definitely could have pushed us at least to level 3, 4 for the next one from Badarin. Anyway, back shortly when we're ready to move forward. Actually, we're not ready to move forward yet, but we are going to see what it's like when you complete a kill journal. It's not like anything, I guess. Oh, there we go. Hunting log, little ladybug. And that leveled us up. Pets. You can now summon a pet to do your bidding. Once your pet's summoned, a fixed hotbar known as the pet hotbar will appear, preset with pet commands. The guard command orders the pet to guard his master. Yeah, specific actions. Fair enough. Physic. We got a heal. Sweet. Let's go ahead and set that up on bar 2, and let's move our summon over here. Summons a caster type pet to fight at your side. Shares a recast timer with summon 2. That bar is badly placed. Heal, place, stay, guard, steady, and 6. So nothing that we specifically need to worry about. We just got this little creature now, the Emerald Carbuncle. Can I emote on it? Can I bow to it? Ooh, now that's role playing. That's what I'm talking about. How about panic? Oh wow, vivid. Pose. What kind of a pose? That's right. You're impressed, little creature, aren't you? All right. Let's actually check if we can indeed now read. Well, where the fuck is that information from then that I'm finding on this page? And why can't I see it in game? Hey, Blade Runer. Your name could be better, Blade Runer. Just do better. Do better. Try something like Long Point Heroin. Just something with dignity. Anyway, gonna complete a couple more kill journals here, I think, and then hopefully, having reached level 5, bounce back in. Hey, we've actually joined our first fate while messing around here. You call that a toad. These are just public quests. Not much to them, usually. But hey, we're in it. When the wheat farmers of Lower Lenosia were losing large portions of their crops to locusts, they turned to Melvin's Gate. Melvin? Turned to Melvin's Gate, who introduced, Oh, I see. Seal daily as cane toads to the fields to devour the bilekin. Unfortunately, the cane toads, who have no natural predators on Vilbrand, have taken over the region, leaving the farms with no choice but to slay them all. Now, it seems like this issue with invasive species having no natural predators causing massive problems is a massive and repeated problem. I appreciate that. It is true in real life. It does imply that all of these people are colonizers, and none of them come from here in any way. It's perfectly believable, I guess. Hard to know exactly. I seem to recall this game in the main has fairly interesting politics, although I've heard that at least up in Stormblood there's some truly awful stuff about refugees, or your character directly proposes, hey, we should help these refugees by making them slaves to a literal, like, in the text of the game, capitalist who wants to give them, you know, a right to live somewhere because he'll give them a job. Why don't they just join an extractive industry and yield all of their labor to the owner class while they're attempting to flee a genocidal war? Win-win, I guess? Within the logic of the market. Win-win. We're in bad shape right now. There are too many of these men. We are getting schooled by these toads. Our ability to move out of these telegraphs. Oh boy, heal. Did we get it off? We did, just barely. Wow. These heals are going a long way, but let's keep throwing them. It's exciting stuff. Get out of the telegraph, please. This is incredibly heroic what we're doing right here. I'm glad that these toads died. Really, chain bonus. I quite fully understood the chain bonus, I seem to recall. It wasn't entirely obvious to me when exactly you earned it. Ooh, all these telegraphs reminded me of Wildstar right now. We're close. I wonder if there's a second phase of this, though. Because if there is, I think at the very least we want to be topped off when whatever devilish Megatoad shows up to ruin our lives. It also looks like the Carbuncle always does AoEs, which, hey, perfect, and we captured that level. Once a fate is complete, you see your reward, yep. You get more depending on how good you did. Well, we did all of that, so I'd like to think that we deserve a very fancy gift. Cool, so we are now able to access both our next quest in our class line, or job, or whichever one it is, profession, I can never remember. The higher level ones are called jobs, and the lower level ones are called classes, something like that. And we can return to the Drowning Wench. Let's do both of those things. See you in a moment. Here we are, back in Arcanist Central with Tubergeim. Tubergeim? Are they supposed to be German? I don't think so. Long point, isn't it? No, it's Arrowin. Please, are you eating well? Are you eating well? An empty stomach distracts the mind and can lead to hurried judgment. I must oft remind my Arcanists to take meals, so ensconced do they become in their studies. Speaking of such, have you been practicing your tactics with Carbuncle? I believe it's time to assess the improvement of your skills. As with your previous trial, I would have you defeat your foes in Lower Lenosia, 3 wild dodos and 3 tiny mandragores to be precise. Watch carefully the behavior of your opponents, formulate an effective strategy, and utilize your arcane entity to its fullest potential. I expect you back in time for dinner. Sure, let's go pick up our other main quest as well while we're here, though. Drowning Wench Proprietor Badarin. Still in Limsa, are you, Longpoint? How'd you fancy a trip outside the city walls? Well, made several already, actually, Coach. I'd like you to visit an orchard by the name of Summerford Farms. Ever heard of the place? The owner, Stalerin, is an old mate of mine. He's got himself a crew, mostly a reformed pirate types, if you can believe that, and has been trying to bring a bit of life back to the fields after the calamity ruined the soil. He mentioned needing another round or two, and your name sprang to mind. Gave you a glowing recommendation, so make sure you work hard and impress the old bastard. Need directions? Place ain't hard to find. Just take the Zephyr Gate out of the city and follow the road northeast. Which one's the Zephyr Gate? Is that the one we've been using? Aft Castle. Lower Lenosia. Is that the Zephyr Gate, though? Lower Lenosia? I don't know. Is that where we want to go? Is it there? Where's the other one? Where's our other objective? I wish I could display them both at the same time. Looks like they're not in the same... Yeah, there's Summerford Farm, so they are actually in different areas. Even so, we'll probably handle both of them before coming back to the city. It's dark out here now. What do you think the inexplicable grimoire has to say about wild dodos? Let's take a closer look at them as well. Nightmarish. Very appropriate. Let's see... The wild dodo, that's not the right website at all. Is this one? No, that's a dodo feather. Come on, I need to know what I'm going to kill. I can't just murder it. Here we go. Bloodborne cloudkin dodo. These large flightless cloudkin originated from the island of Mazlaya and were brought to the mainland by Clickern, who bred them for their eggs. There are a lot of cues in Clickern. The free races of Eorzea have reared the rotund creatures ever since, though they're now valued primarily for their meat. Would-be poultry farmers be warned. When seeking to defend itself, a dodo will spit forth a sleep-inducing secretion. Sleepy birds, huh? Let's see how they fare against sorcery. You know, I bet this encounter is going to go very much like the other ones we've had so far. We're just going to annihilate it? Yes, we are. Where are the mandragoras? I would like to see the mandragoras. Well, we'll find them when we're done with the dodos. Well, the dodos almost managed to kill us, in part thanks to Carbuncle's need to pull everything. Thanks, Carbuncle. You're really helping out over there. And look at these little things. I should really adjust what names appear too, because I absolutely don't need to see my name over my head at all times. Hey, you. Tiny Mandragora, FF14. Just gonna open each of these websites to see which of them actually, here we go. Bloodless Seedkin Mandragora. The enigmatic Mandragora were first observed in the aftermath of the 7th Umbral Era. It is not known whence they came or even if they existed prior to the calamity. Preliminary studies appear to suggest that diminutive Seedkin are sentient and capable of an advanced form of nonverbal communication, but further research is required to confirm these findings. The rest is mere speculation. Ah, that's from their triple triad card. That's where this shit comes from. Okay, well, yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to see those ourselves, so we will be continuing to refer to the internet. Let's see if they got any interesting tricks, why don't we? We're going to aggro everything. I need you to be chill. Carbuncle, I need your thirst for blood to just relax a tiny bit. There are a million men there. Alright, no tricks. I'll see you back in town. Or no, at the farm, I guess, right? Yeah, let's head farmwards. So this will be a new trail we're blazing, so let's... Wait, we're not done? I'd swear I'd killed 3. God damn it. Honestly, I don't think that our dot is worth casting right now. I don't think it does as much damage as its global cooldown costs, given the duration of these fights. Maybe it would have, I don't know. Smacked him with a book. Finished the job. Glad we noticed that we weren't quite done. So it looks from our map like we want to head over this way. Ooh, there's another little world event here. We probably want to do it. We cannot let these bats out to feed. Their bite will drive both man and beast to madness. Okay. The cave bats living in blind iron mines are believed to carry in their bite a sickness which can cause a man to froth at the mouth and lust after the blood of his kin. While this has not been proven when it comes to bat bites, it's better to be safe than sorry. Do they not know about rabies in this world? Oh, that's weird. Anyway, back when we're done. Nearly there. We're almost batted out. Oh, not targeting the bat. There we go. One more? Two more? Those don't look... Hey, there we go. Just that delay. Not sure if that's because we're on a European server. It might be. Unaspected damage over time with a potency of 20. Additional effect, unaspected damage over time. Oh, I see. Just straight up damage, then additional damage. This one's got a cast time. It doesn't do any more damage over time than the other one. I'm sure all of these spells will make sense once we have reached a point where they interact with each other in any way. But of course, right now, they do not. Nice mine, though. Are they fucking mining bats? Just leave the bats to it. Let them work. You don't need to employ them. Let them own the fruits of their own labor. That was quick. Getting those Dark Souls pause for load screens instincts, but one of those clattering noises. Oh, but we've also been murdering bats, haven't we? So we should look up anything there is to know about bats. FF14 tiny bats. Do. There we go. No, that's not right. Bat FF14 triple triad card. I'll get more graceful about this. Well, maybe not. Next time we have to deal with bats, we'll be sure to look them up. We can't just be murdering these exotic creatures like bats without fully appreciating their place in the ecosystem. Shall we sprint for the 15% movement speed or whatever it may be? Wharf rats. The mossless gooboo again. And the moon? Oh, we got a galaxy in the sky. So one of the moons exploded, but was put back together. I'm not sure what the state of the moon is right now exactly. I believe that dragon that we saw summoned in the intro video was sealed away there at some point by an ancient civilization, if I recall correctly. It wasn't actually an egg where he had existed from time immemorial, because the gods in this world don't really work like that. Alright, well, somebody else is working on this one, so we might as well join in. See you when we're done. Success. Thwack-a-mole complete. Mole. FF14. Sewer mole. Moraby mole. Oh, come on. Give me a write-up on the moles. No, not the sewer mole. That's a different creature entirely, and it is horrific. Really nightmarish being, actually. Here we go. Bloodborne beastkin mole. Moles tunnel beneath the earth, forming nests out of the passages they excavate. Questing for the earthworms using their acute sense of smell, these creatures indiscriminately damage the roots of trees, thus incurring the ire of fishermen and botanists alike. Some species of mole are covered in spiky protrusions to protect them from predators. And we learned a lot here today, I think. I'll keep that in mind when I encounter these alien monsters in the future. Let's touch that etherite. Etherite. Yep, he just teleport to etherites, we know that. A stalewern. You got a name. Talk to me. Ah, you must be the adventurer Badarin promised to send along. Long Point heroine, wasn't it? You're honored his words, that's a good start. I'm Stalewern, the old bastard, as Badarin likely described me. And this here is my humble orchard. Good number of lads and lasses working here once terrorized the high seas. And if you're wondering why I employ these scrags, well, they used to crew my pirate ship. But the calamity did it for our ship, like it did for so many others. And I was sore wounded into the bargain. Had to feed myself and my crew somehow, and Admiral Merrillwhip's initiative to get us landlocked buccaneers work in the field seemed too fine an offer to refuse. What are those crunching machine noises we keep hearing? Maybe it was that door opening and closing. Yeah, it's his pocket twink, I guess. No, where's he scuttling off to? Well, it turns out you can take the pirate away from the sea, but you can't take the sea away from the pirate. A lot of my blokes just never took to tending the soil, you see. And unfortunately, the botanists I call in to train them have been wringing their hands in black despair. With so much work piling up, I need a tougher soul like you to step in and help where it's needed. Uh-huh. Hey, all classes. Or we could just take Allegan things. Allegan bronze pieces. We'll take the gear. It'd be nice to start wearing something. The armory chest. Yeah, you can store stuff. Stalrin, owner of the... Yeah, we'll just... I have a mind to set you a task, Erwin. Before I do, I need to make sure you're properly kitted out. Pirates don't care to parley with dandies, you understand. Might well be the ones here have traded in their cutlasses for coulters, but they're still rogues at heart. Know a solid set of gear when I see it. Come back when you think you're more suitably equipped. Really? What? Well, how the fuck am I gonna do that? I'm gonna do side quests? You devil. You devil. Could I just buy them? How much cash have I been handed so far? Where's those pants that I was just given? It's that armory, right? So how do I find my, like, actual equipment slots? System? No. Character? Possibly? Character. Armory chest. There we go. Equip. Is the very thing that he just gave me good enough for his own requirements for me? What level are you? Level 5. Alright, well, we got one thing that's good enough now, but I guess we'll have to go on an adventure to find more. Presumably his buddies. No? He doesn't have one that yields such a thing. Got a friend who could pass me some cash so I could just buy something, but I don't think that he is online right now. So this could be a stopping point for me. I'm going to go ahead and bounce over to... I guess I might as well register free destination. Oh, I see. I set my home point here. I guess I have to teleport one place and the other either way, don't I? Well, are we going to be able to afford to teleport there and back again? How much cash we got? Where do we even see that? This it? We've only got 240 gil. We're not even going to be able to Oh boy. Alright, well, I think that what I might do then is wrap this up for now. Maybe I'll do these side quests. I'd love to capture them, but at the same time, we're being so thorough already that I don't think that that's in the cards. One way or the other, I'll find myself what I need to get equipped and progressed. And then I'll see you soon.